Jackson, Jr.
Let me begin by expressing my appreciation on behalf of the Jackson family for all of you who attended the 68th birthday celebration of our father, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. This year marks the 25th anniversary of an extraordinary accomplishment that Reverend Jackson made for our nation, for all Americans, to broaden the definition of what it means to be an American. And for a brief retrospective on what that 25th anniversary represents, I'd like to present this video.
Never did I think on this day I would be in Columbia, Missouri, standing up on a tractor with some small white farmers who are so afraid of our government they have to wear sacks over their heads to hide their faces.
Out in the country, Jackson was picking up the first glimmerings of the coalition he had been after. The rainbow, he called it.
We got so much in common and so little in conflict. We must have the judgment to turn to each other and not on each other. That's our challenge.
Jesse Jackson won the predominantly white town of Columbia.
I am not a perfect servant. I am a public servant, doing my best against the odds as I develop and serve. Be patient. God is not finished with me yet.
Jackson emerged from that campaign an international figure, a man on the rise. He was all over the globe now, lecturing the Vatican on apartheid in South Africa, privately negotiating for the release of the hostages held in Beirut, confronting Gorbachev on human rights. According to a 1985 poll, Americans held him in higher esteem than any figure save Ronald Reagan and the Pope. When he set out in 1988, Jackson simply refused to accede to the fundamental racial calculus of American politics. And he refused to defer to the Democratic leadership's plan to prevent any liberal from becoming the nominee.
Key to that plan was creating Super Tuesday, this large number of primaries that would be held on the same day, most of them Southern primaries.
Was that Monday? What you gonna do?
Jackson finished first or second in 13 of the 16 primaries that Tuesday. He was in a dead heat with Dukakis in the race for delegates and popular votes. 18 days later, he called Jackie with the biggest news of the campaign.
He told me we won Michigan, Jackie. Said, the way to go, Jesse. We're doing great, Jesse. He was exhilarated.
Jackson didn't just beat Dukakis in Michigan, he clobbered him 2-1. He won nearly a quarter of the state's white vote, and now led the field in popular votes and total delegates.
There was a moment when I thought, you know, we just might. Is it possible we just might do this?
There were people saying, oh my goodness, look what's about to happen. Jesse Jackson has a chance to gain the Democratic nomination.
I guess we scared the hell out of him, you know? It was kind of amusing to me because you, as a person, you wonder, well, what are they making so much of this, you know? We're just people, I think, running like everybody else.
On the road, Jackson was discovering white Wisconsin loved him. He was calling Bert Lance 10 times a day. This is your brother. Something big is happening out here.
There's no question that Jackson was feeling that he had broken through in some ways, that he was able finally to bring a message beyond the boundaries of race, beyond the divides that keep Americans from hearing one another, that people were hearing him who had never been able to hear him before.
Texas, back in December. Hispanics, man and wife, mother-in-law, 2 children sitting by the side of the road, cutting broccoli for less than $2 an hour. The children should have been in school. Child labor laws are being violated. Cameras were there, the writers were there, the law was there. They were abandoned by law. They didn't have an outdoor bathroom. They had to relieve their bodies without progress in the open field. What do I want? I want to be your president. I want to make America better. I want to make America better. I want to make America better.